What's up, guys? Reckless Gaming, and here show you a little build I put together. I think there's only like, I want to say 4 weeks left in the season, prophecy season, or league rather, and I kind of built this on a whim. It is an AoE Ice Nova Pledge of Hands build. My gear really sucks. Like, I'll show you all my gear. Like, it's as basic as it gets, really. This isn't a bad neck, but it's not great either. Nothing is super spectacular. I can optimize this better to get over like 5k life. My gems aren't even that great right now. Like I said, just kind of thrown together. I'm currently level 68. I started mapping at 65 or 66. Not quite. I don't really remember. I am an Inquisitor. Not an Inquisitor. Am I an Inquisitor? I don't know. Alright, so I'm not going crit, clearly, with the Pledge of Hands. So I took the Consecrated Ground, Sanctify, so you get health regen, you get 40% increased damage. This one you get cannot be affected by status elements while on Consecrated Ground, 4% max mana and energy shield regenerated while on Consecrated Ground, and increased attack speed and cast speed on Consecrated Ground. That's whenever you take a hit. I'm also running a sulfur flask, so you get the 40% from here as well. This is, I just have increased duration. Bleeding is not a big deal. So I'm sitting at 7.5. Let me go through a tree before I start showing you all this. This is the tree. It's pretty basic. I am a mom build, Mind Over Matter. That's why my mana pool is so high. This is the first Mind Over Matter build I've ever made. I don't really follow anyone's build, so I don't think I like fully optimized, especially on gear. I could probably have mana on everything, because that's basically life. But anyways, so I started here, grabbed all the AoE, grabbed this, grabbed Light of Divinity, and then I shot my way, shot my way all the way up over here. I grabbed this health and mana. From there I came down here all the way to the Scion tree. I have 1 jewel right now. That's for life. I can grab another jewel right here if I wanted another jewel right here if I wanted to add even more life. Once all these were filled in, then I came over here, I grabbed this life. Up here I grabbed this life. I do need a dex node because, like I said, my gear is not optimized at all. I filled in a couple of these spots just for like filler points. What I tried to do is grab like mana regen. I got mana life right here. All the mana, and I was debating on grabbing these because it's max mana plus reduced cost, because right now it costs 110. I could keep it up, no problem. It's not that I can't, but I'm thinking that might be the way to go. You can also grab regen right here. What I grabbed these initially, and then I spec'd out of them and I went here to grab this cold. Then I will grab this cold, and then I'll probably finish it off with this. I'm not sure, maybe this elemental damage right here. I was thinking about making my way over here just because the penetration and the flat damage and the increased damage against frozen. But I don't know. Like I said, it's not perfect. This is just like a on the whim type of build. But that's pretty much where I'm at. I also want to grab this for the regen. The way I look at it is mana regen is basically life regen, considering Mom takes 30% from your mana before life. So it's always nice to have it up. And that's why I am running a flask, just in case I take a crit. I noticed, what are those things called? The Rakangos or whatever they're called. When they hit me, they chunk me. It's like you see my mana go down. That's also because, like I said, my gear isn't optimized. Flat 18% reduced damage. It's just nuts. Basically, Consecrated Ground, the regen, everything else is, and the slows from my attacks are keeping me up. So that's for the tree. I'll probably post in the link. As for the pledge, everyone knows what a Pledge of Hands does. I have Ice Nova, 20% for max AoE, linked to a Control Destruction, linked with a 20% increased AoE, linked to a Cold Pen, and linked with a 20% Edge Cold. Now the Edge Cold gives you 10% damage, the AoE gives you area damage. Very basic setup, nothing too crazy here. When I ran this on a 3 link with where is it? Everyone knows what it is, but just in case you don't, on a life sprig until 68. And I had 0 problems. I had great damage the whole way. I was dual wielding them. Single target, sorry. For single target, I'm currently using, where is it? Freezing Pulse with Spell Echo, Control Destruction. I'm thinking about switching it out to Glacial Cascade, because it does good damage. I think I like buffed, it's at like 14k, 17k, something. Well, it wasn't 17k, but I spec'd out of that damage. And you really don't need it. I just use it when I panic and I just want to stand in the corner and just pew pew something so I can focus a little easier. Because for some reason, I mean, I'm not everyone, but my mind always locks me into, oh, I gotta be in the center with this for some reason. As you can tell, my AoE is nuts. That's between the gem and all the points on the tree. I'm also running Orb of Storms, increased critical strikes, faster casting for the Elemental Overlord. So every time you crit, you get 40% elemental damage. You just get no multiplier. Since I'm not a crit build, it's hard to generate that without this. This has a base almost 12.5% chance to crit. But you drop it in a pack anywhere and it's going to crit because it pew 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 pew, especially with faster casting. It's really nice. I'm running a Lightning Golem just for the attack speed. Anything else I forget on the tricks? I feel like I did. Just that, Mom. No, it's fine. I did grab, like I said, some mana nodes and whatnot. My cast on damage taken is Immortal Coal, increased duration, and I got to summon Lightning Golem to it, but I out-leveled it, so it's still self-cast. I'm running Frostbite, Flame Dash, that's pretty much it. I'm running Herald of Ice as my damage boost. It's nice to get the shatters. My damage threshold's high enough so that I don't need to crit. I do enough percentage health that I do freeze, especially when I curse them. And I think that's all the talk, and we'll do a quick crypt map. I'm running them white right now, just because, like I said, I've been mapping since 66, and it's not exactly what I call... Well, everyone knows when you map early, it's a little difficult. So I'm going to show you when I'm all buffed up. So I drop it on him, Consecrated Ground. I get up to 15k and 12k respectively, but as you can tell, I still freeze. I did spec out of quite a bit of damage. I think when I was fully buffed up, I was at like 14k on Ice Nova. But I figured, set myself up for the long run, get that early cold damage now. I also grabbed another health node, like I said, with proper gear, and I can also get another two jewel spots, not juice spots. I can easily get like 55, maybe 6k, because all my gear has like mid-tier life on it, so the clear speed's nice. It could be faster, obviously. I'm going to show you my freeze pulse damage at some point, and I'm gonna mess around with what do you call it? As you can tell, it's a lazy build too. I barely curse, I barely drop down my Orb of Storms, so I'm not even maximizing clear speed. I don't care, I'm not one of those clear speed warriors. That's never what I give a shit about. But here, I'll show you some Freezing Pulse damage. It's not bad. I don't freeze as often with Freezing Pulse because I'm not running the Cold Pen. It's only on a 3-link. But, you know, not bad. With the Glacial Cascade, I really do think it would be a little better for single target. You can just run Ice Nova for single target. Like, it has very, very solid damage. So yeah. With my prophecies, like I said, when I'm standing on consecrated ground, I think it's a 25% chance. So yeah, you get life regen elemental. 25% chance when hit. So you get 40 plus 40 from the flash, so that's 80. And then you get a 25% chance to do it on kill. So in reality, you have 100% uptime on consecrated ground. So you're always getting regen, you're always getting a buff. Then you get this. You get no status elements, so you can't be shock, frozen, ignited. You get regen on your mana, which is basically, in my opinion, life regen during a mom build. And then you get 25% cast speed, so check that out. Then on consecrated ground, you can just see the difference. It's huge. So I'll finish clearing this and then I'll call it. Ooh, Zana. I'll take care of that after the video. But yeah, it's a pretty good build. And like I said, I really don't follow any builds, so my builds aren't always perfectly optimized. I'm not the best PoE player, but I do love the game, and I do my own builds every league. This was actually sorry. This was actually supposed to be a summon Raging Spirits build, but I died twice to Duresso in the stupidest way. I was casting Summon Raging Spirit while he was in his little enrage or whatever he does when you curse him and you can't attack him, and he was just summoning swords up my ass both times, and both times I died. So yeah, pretty terrible. But as you can see, it's pretty cruisy. Yeah, I was running Tropical Islands at 66, I believe, just on what are those wands called? The Life Sprigs. And the AoE is really nice too. If you ever get a Master Shrine, it's fucking ridiculous. You off screen. I'm pretty broke, so I can't really afford gear upgrades. That was from previous characters. I had a level 90 Lightning Arrow Doomfletch Prism build that I actually ripped most of my currency to. I did manage to get a pledge, and then through Prophecy, I got a 5 length with the 1 jewel. Alright, so fully buffed up, just knock him out. But yeah, I definitely have to work on my gear. My life is pretty meh. I don't know how it'll stand in higher tiers. Damage is good, just the survivability. If I take a hit, maybe the mom's strong enough to make me live. I don't know. I do have not a lot of MG shield, but an effective life 5k. I don't know if you want to do the math of 30% on mana. And the thing is, too, when you're playing a mom build, which I found out, which is common sense, but you don't think about it until you're actually playing it, is if you're ever, that's why I run a mana flask, if you're ever low on mana, that 30% does no longer come out of your mana because there's no mana to be taken from. So, that's why until I'm at a point where I'm comfortable, I'm always going to have a mana flask. My mana flask, I think, is just like a fast, I'll check it in a second, like 4k, 1400 mana over 7 seconds. I wonder if I should get an Eternal Flask, if that would be better. Probably not. Alright, so what was I saying? Oh, 1050 over 10 seconds. So, you know, it's not like a shot in the arm, but it's a sustained. So who knows, maybe I can be running one of the fast flasks. And as you can tell by my playstyle, I'm not like Ziggy D or somebody that just runs through maps and misses anything and just doesn't wait for the loot drop, only listens for the ding. I actually enjoy killing everything and seeing my build in action. Not the double flask whirling blades through the whole map type of guy. I do plan on making more of these videos. Probably not this league since it's basically over. 14, that's fine. Oh, I gotta go back and do that Zana before I forget. But yeah, I do stream this game. I'll have all my links in the description if you ever just want to stop by and chill. I do party with you guys. I'll hook you guys up if you're newer, try to give you advice. You know, just basic shit. I'm not the most knowledgeable person about the game, but I do know a lot. I've been playing for, let's say, 2 to 3 years. So, but that's it, guys. That's the build. I'll have the tree and everything posted in the description. And if you like, give it a like, comment, subscribe. Come check me out at Twitch. Thank you for watching.